right, here we go. Day 2, week 1. Set up the camera. Lean it. Oh, I hope I'm not blocking it too much. Sometimes it gets out of focus. All right, just got back from my prescribed workout walk, which I'm pushing harder on than prescribed. Very much so in the sense of at least I'm walking up a hill, whereas my notes say like walk on flat ground, be safer when you walk because they don't want you to fall. Of all the times I've walked up and down that hill in the past 3+, well, let's just call it the last 2 years. I've walked up the part I'm about to talk about and fallen once. And it was like a trip and ow, and like, oh, my knee kind of hurts. You know, like I scraped my knee, big whoop. So I'm just like, well, I know better. The rules don't apply to me. And I'm going to walk up and down this hill because I also want to get back into weight loss, weight maintenance routine. Because this whole thing has had me laid up for 3 weeks, maybe more, depending on how you look at it. Just laid up, and people, you know, bringing me cookies and treats, and well, I made dinner. Let's have dinner and everything. So, on top of no exercise, home rest, bedridden stuff, I've gained about 25 pounds out of the 100+ that I lost, and that's just frustrating. Let's not blame it all on the workout. Let's also say this is the Thanksgiving to Christmas run, which is, you know, has at least 3 gigantic feasts in it, if not more. Any of us who have families have to have multiple feasts over multiple days on all these different things. You know, it's just rough. And then, of course, you get a guy like me who's like, oh, I had Thanksgiving, but I still get a cheat day and stuff. So, complicated silliness. Let's do the shoulder ones, get them out of the way first, because they sort of interrupt with my flow here. 20 of these and we're back to it. 1. I watched the video. 2. And I don't think I go deep enough. 3. Even though I feel it in my shoulder. 4. And that's sort of the point, is that you feel it. 5. In the shoulder. 6. 7. Plus I can feel my hair is going crazy. 8. Because I was walking up and down the windy hill by the ocean. 9. 10. 11. So now I'm Palpatine. Your hair's crazy. 12. 13. There we go. 14. I feel it. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. The good thing is, 2 weeks ago, I tried to walk like a mile, and maybe a mile and a quarter, with one little hill. Pretty good grade on it, but short. Half a San Francisco city block. Like 20th of a mile. And by the time I got home, I was like, oh, I'm tired. Like, I've done too much. I'm done for the day. And I sat there, and then I've been walking since then, and now I'm back to my walking up a mountain. My pace isn't what it was, but it's still the distance, it's still walking, it's still the duration. And I would never, well, I wouldn't say I would never, but I wouldn't be this winded at the end of it, 2 months ago. So, but I can do it. Whereas 2 weeks ago, I probably would have had to turn around in the middle of it and walk home. There's been a couple of times, very rarely, when I would go out for a walk and I'd get like halfway up the mountain and go, I really need to take a shit. And then what can you do? You just have to turn around and start walking down the mountain. This is San Francisco. This is not just like public restrooms where I'm walking, and even if there are, they're fucking public restrooms. So, hey, what are you gonna do? Turn around and walk home. I didn't turn on the timer on that other stretch, but whatever. I can feel the stretch. I feel the stretch doing good. So but yeah, I made it up and down the mountain and such. If we turn this more towards Hermit Quarter talk, everybody who follows the channel has probably seen in the last 3 days now, we've been put up some of our older series that we've been doing have resumed. One issue I have is at some point I fell behind uploading videos from Cray and I on Master Chief Mondays, Man Crush Mondays, and so I was able to just sort of fudge and upload those videos even during the last like 2 to 3 intense weeks of my life as if nothing's happened. But they're going to be me pre-surgery. If you make it to the video where it says Halo 4 around the frame, but it's the actual video is going to be Munch's Odyssey. That's one of the first things I recorded after surgery. 14, so that's where that series will catch up with reality. I'm going to try and post them slightly more rapidly paced and maybe catch up with a more real time. I always upload them immediately after recording anyway. So they were never anything held for like editing or anything like that. There we go. Let's do one more. And then we've also uploaded another Demons, Dynamite and Doom. You'll see there's 2 videos. We, in post, after we recorded it, I took it into AVI Demux and attached the Hermit's Quarters intro to it. And no matter how I did that, well, not exactly, but no matter how I did it, it kept corrupting the gameplay footage. Once the intro ended, the gameplay footage would mess up. I assume because we have 2 slightly different codecs, the intro was recorded by Superist and Peachy, and the other thing was recorded by me with OBS. Encoded, recorded, however you want to put it. So we probably just a slight difference there. When I use AVI Demux, I use copy to make it quick. And what I probably need to do is put Peachy's intro up and record it in AVI Demux, or record it in OBS, so that it's a perfectly equivalent version of the codexes on all ends, and then they can probably just paste them together at that point. I vaguely concerned that I lose a little bit of quality doing that. I'd love to be able to convert it somehow, like AVI Demux can change containers on stuff, but it's still basically not transcoding, but just remuxing it in a new container. But I might go down and do that after this. That's a very easy thing. You play it, you hit record, you play it, you edit it down. And honestly, due to the style of the video, the intro video, even if it loses quality, it just looks more like a VHS recording that's, it looks more like the thing it's purporting to be. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See there, I had my shoulders a little bit high. I think my back's a little bit bowed. My head's pretty flat, I believe. All right, let's rest. So yeah, I'll probably go edit that, see what I can do about getting that editing to work correctly. I did do a thing where I tried re-encoding the like nearly 2-hour gameplay video and the intro in AVI Demux, and the results were positive, but what I saw was like, number one, it was going to take about an hour, so better than real time. So it's not like I could just play it back and record it and get the same results. But also, for some reason, AVI Demux was crashing somewhere in the first 10 minutes or so of the gameplay footage. And in the end, the easiest thing to do was to use YouTube's tools, cut the video I uploaded that was the screwed up combined video down to just the intro, which wasn't screwed up. The end of that screws up. So cut it down to just that, link to the gameplay video, call it a day. Learning experience, Could have pulled the video down. There was some concern around the office that pulling it down, the video was actually performing very well by our standards. It had more likes and more hits in the very early stage of its life than the videos normally have, by like a factor of 4. So it was like, let's leave it. But it might have been people going like, what the fuck is this? I think it was just mostly guys in the regular fandom like you being cool and checking it out. Am I doing this right? I think I'm still bowing my back a little bit. Make sure my shoulders are down. Really crunch it. Really, really glad that we're catching this hunching thing, because I was definitely developing it. I catch myself doing it all the time now. I need to put a label on here like Hermit's Quarters or something, or like remember to like put the like informational label towards there. But let's wrap this up. There have been talks, Andy and I record additional video a week, maybe. He said he might be able to do that. He's got a very busy schedule, doing a lot of like meetings and stuff on his end, but neither of us have a ton going on due to COVID lockdowns in San Francisco. But other than that, yeah, that's it. I'll just catch you guys tomorrow. Here goes the world.